Hey guys, and welcome back to Regrexit, Brexit Britain, a country that was on a jumbo jet and decided to open the main doors just to see what would happen. And also, welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. Thank you so much for all your messages you sent me, and a special thanks here to everybody who signed up to my channel. I feel so blessed with so much people that have signed up, so thank you so much for that. I'll go through all your messages and I'll answer as many as I can, but I will like all your messages for definite. So, we are having massive tear-ups with the French. Right? Macron overnight has just said, you know what, yeah, you guys, you signed the contract, and now you want to turn your back on the contract, and the pressure has been really ramped up. Britain's threatening, the French are threatening, but I'm looking at Britain and thinking, you know that you're going to back down, right? Because unfortunately, right, the French are wielding a bigger stick. Them and their 28 friends or whatever it is, or the 27 friends or whatever it is that they've got backing them up as well. Right? So, it's like this is it's been called a David and Goliath scenario. But you do know, yeah, in that scenario, yeah, 99% of the time, David gets his ass cut. David gets fucked up 99% of the time. It's just that 1%, right? And so far, when you look at how everything has gone so far, right, we haven't even had that one victory. We haven't even been David that once. Every time we've gone for Goliath, we've been slapped down. Right? Whatever the case, so much so, yeah, that these guys negotiated a deal, and now they need to change the deal right now. It needs to be changed, right? Because you know what, they knew that it was never going to be any good for this country. They knew that before they even signed it. Right. Boris Johnson told several people this while he was in the process of signing the deal. He was telling people, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to be going back on this anyway. You know, so you have to say, well, what does it really matter? But this government is famous for that, right? Because they've just been slapped down by the GPs as well. The GPs are just, they're talking about like league tables and that, and the GPs are just basically they've just had to back down to the GPs. Right? But considering, yeah, that this country is like 6,000 GPs short, right, and the BMA, right, put out a statement. I can't remember how long ago. I read this ages ago, right? But put out saying that they they limit the amount of doctors that they train up, right? Because they don't want to undervalue, right, the trade, right? Plus, right, a lot of the doctors, yeah, will train up, and next thing they just fuck off and go, and they've gone to Australia or to Canada. So, I mean, if they want to be traumatized, they might go to America, right? But you know, if they get, a lot, it's better off. You know what? If you're a doctor, and you've done that training, right, rather than stay over here, right, in the cold and wet, right, working for the National Health Service, right, having people take the piss out of you on a daily basis, you might as well go and fuck off to Australia, right, to go and work in the warm. Right, so that's what a lot of these guys are doing, right? So that's what the BMA is saying. You know what? That's why we limited the amount of doctors that we train up. So that's all of that is where the problems have come in, right? So now we've got this, like the whole climate change thing, yeah. Because yesterday, right, Joe Biden went to go and see the Pope, right, about and they were speaking about the environment. So Joe Biden thought it was appropriate to turn up in an 85 car convoy. And you know how these people, yeah, just talking about, oh yeah, we need to bring in the ULEZ, so that all you working class and you poor people, right, right, you people can pay for this environment, right? While you've got world leaders, yeah, flying all over the world, right, flying 85 vehicles from America into Italy, right, and obviously they're probably going to come here too as well with an 85 car convoy. And these people are telling us, right, how much the climate, right, that we have to be responsible for. You got Boris Johnson telling us, that plastic recycling is not worth it, and you got Joe Biden flying all over the world, right, with an 85-car convoy. So you tell me, right, when people look at that, people look and say, hold on a minute, what the fuck is this? This is some bullshit. Right? These people, right, could have done all this shit over Zoom or Skype. All of this shit they could have done over one of them things there. Do you know what I mean? Right? Or they could have had a conference call, but no, they have to meet up. And this one, and then they're meeting up in obviously they're going to meet up in Scotland as well for COP26. So if this is COP26, right, does that mean that next year we're going to have COP27? Right? So this COP business started sometime in the 90s. Right? And how much further have they got? These guys just take these things just for a social occasion for world leaders to meet up, right? Because I heard that these guys are going to be feeding on some of the finest beef. Right? These guys are under some fucking joke business. Let me tell you that, right? They're flying all over the world. All these world leaders, they're flying all over the world, right? With all their cavalcades, right? 85 cars worth. The Pope, yeah? The Pope left, right, in a little old Fiat. Not even a Pope mobile, just a little old Fiat the Pope drove off in. Nobody following. Right? Joe Biden's got 84 motherfucking cars behind him. Right? You tell me how. Do you know what I mean? Right? These people are not serious. They're not serious about climate change. If they were serious about climate change, yeah, they would hold these meetings over Zoom. They would say, as world leaders, we're going to keep our carbon footprint as low as possible. Man's in Italy, then he's come to Scotland. Do you know what I mean? To meet up with a lot of people that he's going to meet up with, probably they're probably going to come up with something else, because what this one, the one in Italy is the G20. So they're going to probably come up with something else before Christmas. They'll probably get another meeting in where they can all meet up. Do you know what I mean? For a world class jolly, because that's all this is for them. It's just a world class jolly, so they can get there to pat each other on the shoulder. Do you know what I mean? Right? Whether it's Macron and Merkel and, do you know what I mean, and Trudeau, all these people. That's what they like doing. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, but for us, they're like, no, you people, yeah, you need to go and buy yourself a heat pump. Right? Get yourself an electric car. Right? And you know what? You can't be driving your 04 Clio in London. You have to pay £12 for that. While they're fucking jetting all over the motherfucking world, yeah, in convoys. Just like, what? I don't think they can plant enough trees, right, to offset this carbon footprint what these men are setting. That's some joke business. And then we've got toxic Britain. Right? Britain is a massive septic tank. Do you realise that 14% of our waters is swimmable? The other 86% has been polluted. I've done some research. Last year was 400,000 times in 1 year. These people are dumping raw sewage into our rivers, our lakes and our seas. Boris Johnson the other week said, bring back beaver, knowing that these people are dumping raw fucking sewage in our waters. You tell me what kind of fucking bullshit that is. Raw sewage. Right? There's, I see a report. Condoms. Right? Sanitary towels. Shit. Piss. E. coli. Right? In our waters. Right? Around Great Britain. And you know where you're not allowed to pollute water? You're not allowed to do this in the EU. Being part of the EU, these would be massive. This would be a massive problem for them. I don't think the French fishermen even realised that they're polluting our waters. Our water companies are polluting our waters like that because they wouldn't even want the fish from there. Right? This is the lowest of the low. Right? These people have promised you that sunny uplands, right? And they're putting fucking raw motherfucking sewage, right, into our rivers. People are getting sick all around this country. But they're not reporting this, but people are getting sick all around our country where they're swimming in these waters because they're polluting it. Right? Do you remember a few years back, yeah, where if you was a carnivore, then you know what, you've eaten horse. Listen, don't start frowning and, do you know what I mean, and holding your face funny now because you've eaten horse and it was delicious at the time because you thought you was eating beef, right? So now most of us know, right, and this is going to be the truth, right? Most of us know, right, that if these guys have been polluting our waters like this, that we have drunk shit and piss. That's worse than the horse thing. Right? And none of us can say, oh, it was delicious. Because at least we could say, well, you know what? The horse meat was delicious. But, oh, come on, feces and urine. That is what is going into our waters around this country. And this, right, is down to you fucking Tories, right, and you fucking Brexiters, right, who would put in a government, right, that would do this kind of thing. This is criminal. It's criminal behaviour. It's criminal. It's crimes against nature because it's killing off all Mother Nature with it. They can't really live in that type of pollution. That's what rats live in. Rats like that. I suppose we've got a lot of water rats in this country, but that's what But the animals, the creatures in the water, they can't live in that type of thing. So it's killing them off. Right? These people, right, should have never ever been allowed to do this in the first place. They can get away with doing this because you fools, you racist idiots, are always voting for the Tories because of fucking immigration. And look where the fuck that's got you now. It's got us, right? We're fighting with our closest neighbours over some ridiculous fucking fishing nonsense. Right? You know how ridiculous that is. It's ridiculous as much as none of us really fucking care. That's all the fishermen's issue. Right? Let them get on with their shit. These people have been, they might have been fishing there illegally for years, but now all the new rules have come in. They still want to fish there. We're going to get into a trade war over that by Tuesday, right? All of our, the French have said, you know what, we're going to start checking on all your lorries and that properly now. If you don't give the licenses. We're going to shut down, some of the energy on the Channel Islands, to Jersey, Guernsey, all these places, right? Shut it off. This is what they're threatening. Right? The French fishermen are saying, you know what? We're going to block up all the ports. We're going to block up the Channel Tunnel too. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do all this. And Britain is saying, yeah, well, you know what? We're going to retaliate. And say, well, how are you going to do that? What are you going to do? What are you going to do to retaliate? What are you going to do to retaliate? All you're doing is humiliating yourself. That's all Britain is doing. Britain is absolutely humiliating itself. Completely. But here's the thing, right? Philip Hammond said that once we Brexit, yeah, Britain is going to be run by Paris. I think we're there right now. I'm sure Philip Hammond, was he one of the ones that Boris Johnson threw out? I can't remember. I think he might have been one of the ones that Boris Johnson threw out. I think. But this is where we are now. This country is being run by Paris. Right? As much as Boris Johnson might try and fight it off, he's got no choice. He's going to have to back the fuck down. Got no choice. I mean, Philip Hammond has already said that. So that's what I said, right? Just look at these people, right? The GPs, they've just been slapped down. The GPs have just slapped them down because they tried to take on the GPs, slap them down, right? France, they're gonna have to back down. And Philip Hammond already told you, right, that Paris is going to be running this country, right? And then toxic Britain, E. coli, up in our fucking waters, right? Because it's raw fucking sewage. You tell me, right? You tell me if that is what you fucking voted for. Did you vote for that with your racist motherfucking self? Is that what you voted for? Is that what you voted for? Right? Ex-UKIP member George Useless Eustace. Or a man who looks like he should be on the buses. George Eustace here is happy with how things are going. George Eustace said, right, that he is prepared to suffer the consequences. Now, you know that George Eustace is a minister, right? So he's protected. He's not suffering no consequences. There's no consequences for George Useless Eustace, who looks like someone who should be on the buses. There's no consequences for him. He's still got his ministerial salary. And even if he wasn't a minister, he'll still have his MP salary. Right? And then whatever shady shit he's got on the side. He's okay with the consequences because the consequences aren't affecting him. How is it affecting the farmers? Or the Honda workers, right? all these other companies that have gone bankrupt. How's the consequences for you? But George Eustace said, you know what? He's okay with the consequences. He's okay with that. You know, that's like, you know, it's like when the king sends, you know, his army out. Say, well, I'm okay, right, to lose 60% of those soldiers. That's what the king says, because he's in his fucking castle. George Eustace, right, is a minister, man. He's protected. And the man's just talking. You know what? This just shows you, yeah, the lack of care what they really have for the people of this country. For all those businesses, yeah, that they've put out of business. And you guys, yeah, are hoping that these guys have got your back. Is that what you're hoping? These guys have got your back. Is that what you're hoping? How about the fucking meat tax that George fucking Eustace, right? A man who looks like he should be on the buses, right? You think, right, a man like that has got your back. He wants to bring in a meat tax, right? He wants to get fucking meat from New Zealand and then wants to tax our meat. Because he's not going to tax the New Zealand meat. Can't do that. That's probably, you know, because, you know, he, you know, and if he was thinking of doing that, yeah, then he spoke too soon, because, you know, I don't think they've signed a deal with New Zealand yet or Australia yet, right? So if he was thinking about that, right, then you know what, he's shot himself in the foot, like Brexit. But Brexit is shooting yourself in both feet and both hands, and you know already, yeah, how you get to shoot the last one, right? Because your partner does it for you, because your partner's just as stupid as you. Right, that's for being with you as a Brexiter, right? So George Eustace, right, is going to be bringing meat, right, from New Zealand, right, and from Australia. Right? He can't tax theirs because they'll factor that into the trade deal, because they'll be like, well, you know what, we've got to make sure it's bought and paid for. So he's going to crush our farmers, because you know what? He's good with those consequences, farmers. So all you pig farmers, yeah, this serves you the motherfuck right for backing these people. All you fishermen, right, this serves you the motherfuck right for backing these people. Because you know what? As they say, no consequences, right? And then look, all of the regular people, right, the people who haven't got businesses, just the workers, people on benefits, working class Tories, right, benefit Tories. People who work, you know, food bank Tories, and you're the worst of the worst, you food bank Tories, right? This, can I just say to you guys, yeah, remember, right, that Corbyn and McDonald, right, was working on a universal basic income for you, and you allowed these people to poison them and get. How stupid can you be? Do you really think that, because, even now, right, people go, well, Corbyn would have been worse than that. Shut up. Shut up. He would have been 10 times better than this. 100 times, 1,000 times. Because he's thinking about the people of the country, not just a couple of billionaires. And that's what you people have fallen for. Right? You're so stupid. Right? Foolishness. Right? Now you're going to slap you down with a new meat tax. As if to say food is not, cheap, expensive as it is. Food's expensive as it is. And I want to slap you with a new meat tax. But you know something? As I said, I feel no sympathy. Right? This is the consequences, right, of your decision. Right? This is your decision. Right? How these people are allowed to get away with this. It's your fault. Right? So if you're looking for someone to blame, look in the mirror. You allowed them to poison, the good guy. You allowed them to poison Corbyn. And now look, a meat tax. How fucking, so the lamb farmers, the beef farmers, the dairy farmers are already dashing away whole heap of milk on a weekly basis. Hundreds of thousands of gallons gone. Right? This is no way to run an economy. Right? I don't know about you, but I would say, that Brexit is going badly. This is by any means necessary. I'm the MC John Ribs. It was really nice to speak to you guys. Comments below.